Well, hello everyone. How are we all doing this fine afternoon?
Good.
Okay, my name is Jocelyn, and today I'll be talking about community and nonprofit theater, kind of going over what it is and the comparisons and similarities to this. But one thing about these two theaters is I've worked a lot with them. Over the years, I've worked at the Lincoln Community Playhouse, and I also part of a nonprofit theater group called Nebraska Girl Shakespeare. And since Nebraska Girl Shakespeare is probably not known a lot, I'll talk a little bit more about that as well. So, let's begin with community theater. Community theater, at its root, offers many actors the first acting experience, and it's the activity of acting or producing a play in a theater for the enjoyment and not for the job. And then you're mostly doing it for the art, not the money, and it's known as the most local kind of theater around town. And with nonprofit, it can be professional or amateur, and the money that goes, it doesn't go to the actors, but it goes to in the company, and actors are not paid, and it's organized like a business and can be expected to earn a profit. And as professional theater encompasses is the largest and it's the most dynamic activity of the profession itself. Now, these lovely ladies are in the Nebraska Girl Shakespeare Company from a couple years ago. And basic info about it is that we were an all-girls Shakespeare group from ages 13 to 18, and it started in 2008, and we were all about just empowering women through Shakespeare. You know, like back in the day, it was all men that did Shakespeare in Shakespeare's time, so we did about a little bit of everything: cabarets, plays, video products and stuff. And we were founded by Bob Hall and Fred Stewart in 2008. And sadly, the group is no longer in production. But it was a great experience, and we were in charge of our own money, in charge of our own show, and we really were all about empowering. And you know, with nonprofits, you don't usually have a lot of spaces. So throughout the year, that's us wrapping Othello in a park. Oh, yeah. And then Taking It True we did in the Tada Theater, and then that is the Ice and March Cabaret. We got to collaborate with Blackwater Shakespeare. Some of us, and I got to wear a corset. That was fun. Yeah. And now we shall compare and contrast the two. Not just what community and nonprofit is, but the difference between the two. Obvious, community is for all ages and all genders. Something I loved about LCP is that you could have someone, like a show called With Ragtime, you could have someone who's an adult played by an adult, and you had kids played by kids. And I've gotten to work with mostly kids shows, and kids are a lot of fun. And it's usually one location. I know that usually the directors and stage managers and like the head of the boards usually get paid, and mostly you get to create. They would do shows based on the location of where you're at, and they also provide internships. And with nonprofit, we were only for girls 13 and 18. Anyone from any LPS school, or if you were homeschooled, could audition for this company. And we mostly, and pretty much was all Shakespeare-inspired stuff. We had multiple locations. Sometimes it's hard to find funding, and you create shows you want. And to pair, you're run by a board. You're creating art for the sake of the art, not the money. And many theaters are also considered a nonprofit, and collaboration is a big thing in both forms. Now you may be asking yourself, why is there a pizza and a top hat and a monocle on the board? So you're going to talk about innovation. And innovation is about something new, a new idea of method. And I made this like a few weeks ago, so he's very new. So connection. So what I thought with the innovation is talking about how these two groups have used innovation in their own companies. With Lincoln Community Playhouse, they have the Penguin Project, where they have actors of special needs audition for a show, and they are mentored by peer mentors in the show. And it was originated originally in Illinois by a pediatrician who also loved community theater, so he combined his passions into two. And they also added a fly system when they did Mary Poppins and did Peter Pan directly the year after. And with Girl Shakespeare, I got the opportunity to direct a short film with Mappers, and we did cabarets, and last year they did a drag king show, which is the opposite of a drag queen show. So it's girls pretending to be guys. And to review over, and you may be asking yourself, why is Neil Patrick Harris on the board? But basically, I thought this quote summed up: sometimes you can have the smallest role and smallest production and still have the biggest impact. And I think this goes no matter how small the non is or how big the community theater is. Any role that you play or do can overall have a big impact. And so we've talked about nonprofit and community theater and compare and contrast, but overall theater is still theater, and overall it creates a family atmosphere, and it's important to know about different types of theater. So these are my sources, and the end.
Yeah!